Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, hey.
Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we sit riding swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
Ooh, good evening, everybody. We are back again after my good old 5-hour nap I done took that I got forced off the stream by the missus early this morning. I am back. I am ready to go. So appreciate everybody for joining me again today. But again, also, if you want to, make sure that you like the stream, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit this notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. If you want to become an exclusive member, all you have to do is just hit that join button for the low price of $4.99. And also, you already know, we simulcast between YouTube and Twitter. So if you're on the Twitter, hit the follow button and hit on to the YouTube side and hit that subscribe button. So folks is filing in, people are still watching the draft. I just woke up, so it is a good thing because I probably would be crashing out right now. So we are in the 7th round. We are almost done with the draft. We are at pick 243, pick 27 in the 7th round. A lot of these picks are going to be more like compensatory picks. But we're waiting for somewhere in pick 245 to see if our brethren, Mr. Rob McDaniel, will be drafted by the Washington Commanders. I kind of seen that, like, at the end of the day, sir, you don't run this. Even though it might be joking, but at the end of the day, you don't run this. I keep saying this. This is a machine. This is a machine. Whew. But everybody, y'all, appreciate everybody for coming on, man. Appreciate everybody for coming on. Like, appreciate everybody for coming on. And then we'll talk about after that. We'll talk about it afterwards and see. We always talk about what our guys need to do to get drafted. We always talk about what our guys need to do to get drafted, and it's always the same thing. It's always the same story. It's always the same. It's always the same outcome. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Just gonna be honest with you. Um, but we'll talk about that after. Let's see where we got. Hopefully, we'll figure one. I would not say that, Mr. Brother Alton. No, Carson Vincent. Carson Vincent. Let me get this ready. Alabama A&M Carson Vincent picked up by the Baltimore Ravens in the 5th round. In fact, he was the 3rd pick of the 5th round. In reality, he was picked before Shedeur Sanders. What does that tell you? Carson Vincent picked by Baltimore in the 5th round. That is a steal for Baltimore. That is a good pick for Baltimore right there. We're at pick 244. This is the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions is on the clock. If anybody want to join me, you are more than welcome to jump on the live and put in your 2 cents. But yeah, we are, in a sense, we are still celebrating. We are still going for our HBCU guys. We are still going for our FCS brethren. Hey, Miss Mary, how you doing? How you doing? I got forced out. I had got forced off the live earlier because the missus said I would fall asleep on my live. So I'm sorry. And I think she's on right now. So I'm gonna see if I can get you. Let me hear her go Grambling. It has been a long day with this draft, and it's always going to be a long day for this draft. We had pick 245. This is the Washington pick. This is where we predict where we predicted that Robert McDaniel might go to. Mm. Oh my God. Rob McDaniel did get picked by Washington, but they did get a former HBCU player with Ja'Cory Croskett Merritt. Um, hmm. Um, well, not this is not no this is no disappointment. And I'm be real. Um, oh, boom! I'm gonna let you know, my baby. She don't really do sports. She just here to see me. But he's trying to understand. She's trying to understand. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Um, but shout out to Carson Benson, man. Shout out to you, brother. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right, we back, y'all. We back. Let's go ahead and get into it. The NFL draft in a nutshell. We were expecting a lot. We were expected a lot about um good evening, sis. What's going on? How you doing? We are back. We are back. But in a nutshell, man, um, what this has proven to everybody is that again, no one man is bigger than the machine. Yeah, yeah. There could have been a chance he could have got drafted at that pick, but mm, so we are glad that we have former players, former HBC players that played with our institutions that are, they that have transferred to another institution to get drafted. Mm. And the let me see. The using of Shadur Sanders as collateral damage to teach Deion Sanders a lesson is straight up nasty work. Um, it is straight up nasty work. Um, I don't know what to. I don't know really know what to say about that. Uh, and what does it say about really? What does it say about our HBCU guys? Um, what does this say about our guys from historically black colleges and universities? That you had to go 10 times harder than the next person that's in a G5. And you have to go 20 times harder than a guy that's getting drafted from a power four. That is what it says about our guys in the nutshell. And not just our and, and not just our guys, our FCS guys, because we are all in the same boat. FCS, Division Two, Division Three, NAIA. We're all in the same. We're all in the same boat. What does it take for us to go back to the yesteryears that to get guys coming from to get our for them to draft our guys from HBCUs? Um, for one, people always gonna say, "Well, there's a lack of facilities at these schools. They don't have the money for these schools." Um, but at the same time, before integration, before integration, NFL teams, AFL teams were getting guys coming in from historically black colleges, universities. Um, I'm glad that Carson Vincent got drafted. A lot of people are upset that we could have had two. We could have had two. We could have had three. But I've always said that if you don't get drafted, um, because really getting drafted means that you are is somewhat guaranteed um, some sort of money, right? But at the same time, going in as a undrafted free agent, instead of them waiting for them to come pick you, you get to go pick wherever you want to go. Now, I was, well, I want to suggest, but I would think that if I'm Rob McDaniel, I'm going to the Commanders because why? You've already had a private workout with them. They've seen your tape. They see how you are as a person. Guess what? Rob McDaniel is a winner, and the ownership headed by Magic Johnson and his crew, they are trying to build a winner in DC. We have seen what they've done this past year. Um, okay, so I would say this: HBCU schools do have their own pro day. We do have our own pro day. So that theory is going out the window. It is not this is what's happening for the NFL. You seeing more dudes come off the board from Power 5 schools. Mm. Um, excuse me. The what you're seeing from the NFL, what you're hearing from the NFL is these teams, every team, all 32 teams, are more than likely going to get somebody from a Power Four school. Why? Because they feel like they're more than fully developed. And it was something that I want to find it. It was something that Miss Rashida Liberty said on a podcast about and I'm trying to see if I can find it. See if I can find it. Trying to figure this. Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to find it, y'all. I apologize, y'all. Damn, where is it? Had to be something where when she said something in March, I remember. Here you go. Let me share the screen.
Productive on the field, you will be found.
Waiting for it to load up.
What I will say to the HBCU player that's coming around now, I would say you can be found anywhere. Good talent is going to shine. And as long as you are committed to what you're supposed to doing, eating right, physical training, discipline, listening to your coaches, and being productive on the field, you will be found. And I got to say this. I got to say this because I fight with scouts about this a lot. Transferring out to play bigger schools, to play more powerful talent, it's a buzzword. And I think leaving your organization where you are coached and developed, that hurts you more because you just looked at as an insurance policy on a lot of these other teams. You're not their number one person. Because if you were their number one person, they would have came for you out of high school, but they didn't. They waited until you developed and worked with this team, and then they steal your talent. You go over there and you're the backup plan to the guy they're already committed to. Be very, very careful leaving your HBCU. There was a scout that told me this. He said HBCU players, FCS players is actually what he said, get stronger year over year over year. What we found is that a lot of times our P4 players are maxed when we get them. They reach their peak talent.
Wow.
And so they're ready to play now in the NFL. But our FCS players, a lot of times we want to get them because they got so much more on the bench that we can develop on, and they last longer in this league. They may start on P squad, but they're going to last way longer than the guys sometimes who came out of P4, and we can only use them for 3 years, first year contract, he's done. But that FCS player can live for 2 contracts. And I was like, you better say that.
Hey, I'm be honest with you. She said what she said, and apparently she did not lie about that. Oh, dude. Congratulations to Miss to Kendall. Congratulations to Kendall Bowler. He didn't get drafted, but I know he got that undrafted free agent call. He got the UDFA call. Hey, if Mr. Bowler is on the line, If he on the live, let him know. I said, tell his son, congratulations, man. Tell his son, congratulations. That's what she said. She said that P4 players are already peaked out, but our HBCU guys, our FCS guys, we continue to grow. So whenever we, like she said, what the scout told her is that because a P4 guy is already peaked out, when they get drafted, they're only gonna last the first year of their contract. Unless they have some innate ability to be like a damn superhero. But she said, when she said that the FCS guys they last longer in the league, because if you think about it, let's talk about it. My Cowboys. Remember, we ended up getting we got Marquise Bell. Marquise Bell has been in the league since 21? Uh, 22. He's been in the league since 2022. He has worked himself from an undrafted free agent, camp invite, gets on the team, only 53-man roster. He's primarily first year in the league, primarily special teams. Then in 23, because my Cowboys, we have a lot of depth at safety. We didn't have a lot of depth at linebacker. What did we do? What did Dan Quinn do? Dan Quinn puts Marquise Bell as a weak side linebacker. And puts him at a weak side linebacker. What he does is pretty much collected the most tackles that season as an undrafted free agent and as an HBCU guy. I think he won an award for being the best HBCU guy in the NFL that year. He deserved it. Other than that, last season, because of the turmoil with our defense, he could not get too much time on the field. But what he did in 23, guess what? Guaranteed him a longer term contract, and that was his second contract. Guess what? If he goes out there, he goes in, he becomes second string, second on the depth chart as a free safety. You never know what you don't remember. Like we say in the NFL, you don't know what's going to happen with players. That might get injured, whatever. Most of the time, it's always going to be injuries. What he comes on the field, and guess what? What if he goes out there and he dominates? What if he go out there and he dominates? And then what if he go out there in the next year and he dominates? Guess what? Jerry is going to have to pay him the price for what he would have been if you would have came out in like the first or second round of a draft. You know what that means? That means he balls out that Marquise Bell could get a contract. His next contract can be in the 30s or $40 million, probably with 20-some million guaranteed, probably with longer years, probably like a 4-year contract with a team option or a player option. You never know. You never know. That's the thing that what she was that is what she was saying that scout told her. Just because you go FBS, just because you win a P5 does not guarantee that you're going to be able to secure that second contract. I'm not saying no, Mr. Johnny. I'm not saying it's not important to get drafted too early. Like I said, shout out to Carson Vincent for getting drafted in the first 5th round. That was his placement. That was what he what they predicted him to go. But you also got to understand he had a great pro day. He was at the combine. He had a great Legacy Bowl combine. So he was doing what he had to do. It's crazy, Miss Shonda. We talked about this last night, classmate. But at the same time, look for them to get that. If they get an undrafted free agent call, look for them to bust their butt in these rookie mini camps, in these mandatory mini camps. Look for it, and look for them to get that second opportunity when they get that second contract later on down the line. Hey, Coach Sammy, come on up, man. Come on up. I'm about to send you this link up here. Come on up here, man. You told me to say what I got to just say it. Come on, man. I know you bold. You bold and brash when it comes to it. And like I said, the number of FCS players is going to dwindle down more in upcoming drafts. The number of G5 players is going to dwindle down more in the NFL draft. The numbers for P4 players coming into the NFL draft is going to increase. Come on, Troy. You come on up here too. Let's have a talk. I know we're gonna talk about this on Tuesday night or next Thursday, but let's have a talk. Y'all come on up if you can. This is you with the white. My bad. Stay with the white. Definitely approves of that. All right. What to do, man?
How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. Blessed and highly favored.
There you go. Man, look, I don't know if you said this or not, man. I just kind of came on the stream right now. Just saw you online. But let me tell you something, man. This whole Shador thing is bigger than you think it is.
Oh yeah.
And it has nothing to do with race at all, man. What it is, Tiki Barber had a little podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he said exactly what it was, man. Back in the day, them boys came to the league. It was like we had two questions: do they have physical problems, or do they have off the field problems?
Right.
But now they got to ask themselves: do they love the game? These kids come in here, they already got multi-million followers. They're not gonna grind as hard as them boys back in the 70s and 80s did. You ain't gonna see nobody doing the Jerry Rice going up the mountains, or the Walter Payton going up the stairs in the stadium. You won't see that no more. A lot of kids now coming out doing the bare minimum, man, except for the kids on the FCS and the group of 5 schools.
Mm-hmm.
So with Shador is the figurehead of the NIL right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's come out with, in fact, you in Texas, so I'm gonna bless you real quick.
Oh yeah.
The two people who are the biggest figureheads for the NIL era,
Mm-hmm.
one being Shador Sanders, but there's another one who just got drafted later, Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
Remember, he left high school early, went to Ohio State to get all that money.
Left South Lake Carroll.
And that was a considered effort to squash all that right now. And you think about it, man, it's just Shador Sanders going to Cleveland. I said this on one of my shows earlier, man. I think the original goal was to have Travis Hunter and Shador in New York. And nobody believed me until I saw what New York did. When Jacksonville blew the whole thing up by switching over with Cleveland and taking Travis Hunter, that made New York get Abdul Carter. They traded back up into the first round.
Mm-hmm.
But without getting Travis Hunter, you don't need Shador Sanders. That's why they got Jackson Dart. And then the fix was in after that, man. That's it. I mean, honestly, what can you say?
That's a theory right there. I mean, but like you said, when Jacksonville just came, so Jacksonville just came and blew everything up.
Yep.
And then it was, Ed came in and said reportedly New England tried to trade up to get Travis. So that means that Travis, his stock was real high. Now he could have been the number. Travis could have been the number one pick. He could have been the number one pick besides Cam Ward, but Tennessee, we knew Tennessee was going to go quarterback because of Will Levis not producing. They had since Steve McNair's not his passing, but remember, Steve McNair was, he left to go to Baltimore.
Right.
Since when Steve McNair was the QB, you try to get they got Vince Young on there. That didn't go well. You had
Jake Locker.
That didn't go well. I mean, and prayers up to him, because remember, he had concussion issues when he was in college.
Mm-hmm. They tried everybody, man. They tried
everybody. Ryan Tannehill was pretty much almost a mainstay in Tennessee, but he wasn't. Remember, he wasn't the flashy type, because remember, Ryan Tannehill was a project coming out of college because he played.
When he a receiver, yeah,
he was a receiver at Texas A&M, but he was also a quarterback. So, but now it's like, okay, you get you got Cam Ward. Because you went Will Levis. You went, what's the other kid came from Liberty, the quarterback. I forgot his name.
Willis.
Yeah, Malik Willis. You had
Yeah.
Malik Willis. You traded him. Now you got Cam Ward. You got to do, and I think Tennessee's gonna do right by Cam Ward.
They're already comparing the man to Steve McNair.
Right. More like they compared him to they really compared him to Warren Moon. That's the reason why he got the number.
True.
Vince Young, Jake Locker, Marcus Mariota, forgot about him. Ryan Tannehill, had Ben Volek. Yeah.
But you know what's confused me? Well, not confused, more like it's a standard.
Mm-hmm.
So Cam Ward was a 0-star.
Coming out of West Columbia. We already we know, look, we from Texas. We know where West Columbia is. It's down there in Southeast Texas.
But you know the whole thing about the other people in his class? Shador was in his class, right?
No, Shador is a year later.
What about Andrew Body?
Yeah, Shador came out with Andrew Body.
Okay.
They class 21. And Cam was class 20.
Okay. But the grind from nobody wanting you to go to UIW and win there, then to win at Washington State, then to win in Miami, that's a story that you can sell to the public over there in Tennessee.
True.
So with them trying to sell tickets, it's either going to be him or Travis Hunter. Only that's bottom line. But the problem is, who's throwing the ball to Hunter?
That is true.
So you got to get the quarterback. And when Jacksonville came in there, like I said, man, they blew the whole thing up. Shador probably would have been in the first round if the Giants got a chance to get Travis Hunter. It just made too much sense. Because they have Wilson's on a 2-year guarantee contract?
1 year guaranteed.
1 year guaranteed?
Mm-hmm.
Winston has 1 year guaranteed?
Yeah, James Winston was like 1 year.
So
yeah, they're looking for a QB. They're gonna be looking for a QB next year.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, how you go from being projected 2nd round pick out of Jackson State to being a 5th round pick 2 years later? And it's not something that's a theory or conspiracy theory behind it. You made that step up to a Power 5, right? And you did all these numbers. And it's something to do with, I think the people around him are the ones doing it. Because they're making them too big. And you know the Shield, ain't nobody bigger than the Shield, man.
Right. Like I said, you can't be, ain't no one man bigger than the machine.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got your number retired. That was a bad look. You over there, like Twitter right now, just blowing up. Everybody's showing every little detail about the thing in Texas Tech with the ball boy. About him sitting down there with Cam Ward, talking about making a rap song. Cam Ward say, "Nah, I play football." And that's the whole thing Tiki Barber was talking about. The problem wasn't Shador. It was everything that came with Shador. It was the attitude he had, and it was people around him. They always like, for instance, with the ball boy. You remember that clip, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Pastor Shiloh scored. So,
yeah.
So Shador jumped up, and then all of a sudden you got
Bucky jumped up in there too.
Push the kid, yeah. So I mean, I think that's the problem, man. I mean, they can say race and everything, but they can't say it about the Giants because they got 2 black quarterbacks. Can't say it about the Titans because they got a black quarterback. So if you want to put it for race, this time it's not about that. It's about putting down a point of we don't want kids coming in here thinking they bigger than what they are. White boy, Quinn Ewers, black kid, she does same thing.
But I'm gonna say it like this.
Go ahead, man.
With Shador, with all that come with it, it was more. It's not all that comes with it. It was basically. We don't want your daddy to be all up in our business. We don't want him to think that he has more influence and more power in this organization. Now should Cleveland have went, QB in the first round? Should they have went QB in the first round with Shador? I mean,
not at that pick.
Not right, not yet, but in the second round, I think he should have went. Because if you already had this man on your radar from a first round pick to he got picked in the 5th round. This should never happen. But then also another thing people will say is he should have never left Jackson State.
That point right there. Because if you really think about it, honestly think about it, man. When they left Jackson State, the Clarion Legend had him project 2nd round pick. If only thing you did was go down, Hunter would have been the top 2 or 3 pick no matter what.
Regardless.
So what really changed? Besides Deion making more money for himself and, of course, his assistant coaches. He could have changed the whole game, man, and still been the top, probably 2nd or 3rd round pick, higher than he is right now. But we can't keep, that story for a whole other day. but looking back at it, man, when it comes down to it, he has not won a bowl game.
No.
To do it. He lost Celebration Bowl twice, once getting blown out. Alamo Bowl, they got blown out.
They got beat up.
Yeah, so only he hang his hat on, man, is saying he's throwing the ball to Travis Hunter. And Joe Horn. Joe Horn got Jimmy Horn got drafted. Yeah, so I'll give him credit for that. Yeah. But honestly, man, the sacks given up by Colorado before they got there were 23 in one season. They were 111. Next 2 years, they gave up 94. Everything is about him holding onto the ball too long. If you look at it, man, he's holding on the ball too long. If he went to the SEC, I guarantee if they say the line was that bad over in Colorado, Shador may have been injured.
Remember, he did get injured. He had a fractured tailbone.
Yeah, but you playing teams like, look, I grew up in the Big 12 area, Texas, Oklahoma, but you playing LSU, Alabama, Florida, all these teams back to back to back. It's a whole different animal, man. And now you go into the league. The best thing about what he got drafted right now, the best thing about it is his contract's short.
Mm-hmm.
So if he really goes in there with a mindset like, I'm going to show you MF or something, goes in there, grinds it out, becomes a starter by midway season, blows out Pittsburgh. Well, they're going to play him on primetime TV. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Blow out Pittsburgh, about 2 years, the contract's up. You got to go ahead and renegotiate.
Yeah.
So, best thing for him now is show out, do what you got to do, get that second check, and get the hell out of Cleveland.
See, but that's what Miss Liberty was saying. She was saying, and we go back. I play it again. I'll go ahead and share that.
What I will say to the HBCU player that's coming around now, I would say you can be found anywhere. Good talent is going to shine. And as long as you are committed to what you're supposed to doing, eating right, physical training, discipline, listening to your coaches, and being productive on the field, you will be found. And I gotta say this because I fight with guys about this a lot. Transferring out to play bigger schools, to play more powerful talent. it's a buzzword. And I think leaving your organization where you are coached and developed, that hurts you more because you just looked at as an insurance policy on a lot of these other teams. You're not their number one person. Because if you were their number one person, they would have came for you out of high school, but they didn't. They waited until you developed and worked with this team, and then they steal your talent. You go over there and you're the backup plan to the guy they're already committed to. Be very, very careful leaving your HBCU. There was a scout that told me this. He said HBCU players, FCS players is actually what he said, get stronger year over year over year. What we found is that a lot of times our P4 players are maxed when we get them. They reach their peak talent.
Wow.
And so they're ready to play now in the NFL. But our FCS players, a lot of times we want to get them because they got so much more on the bench that we can develop on, and they last longer in this league. They may start on P squad, but they're going to last way longer than the guy sometimes who came out of P4, and we can only use them for 3 years, first year contract, he's done. But that FCS player can live for 2 contracts. And I was like, you better say that.
Was she lying about what she said?
It's 100%, man. It's the first contract is what's called on a scale, the rookie scale.
Rookie
Second
scale.
contract is you. What can you do? I remember I talked to a coach, Jake Spivital, the old coach at Texas State. He was telling me that they refuse to recruit high school talent because the high school talent, once they develop them, they get poached by the bigger schools. So what he started doing was he would start going after the depth of bigger schools. Like he couldn't get that 5-star, that 4-star at UT or at Oklahoma, but he can get the guy riding that bench.
Yeah.
And that's what he started doing, which is what the new coach at Texas State is doing the exact same thing, which is why they're rising right now. It's the same thing Deion was doing at Jackson. He wasn't Nugget Warren and Travis Hunter, that failed out of nowhere. Those two were the 2 catches. But Aubrey Miller, Shane Hooks, remember Lanier? Lanier, he had practice tape. He didn't have no game film. so you get those kids to come down to HBCUs and get developed. If they had stayed, man.
Yeah, it'd have been a whole different story.
A whole different. I'm talking about 1996 Jackson State with them 4 first-round draft picks. That's what would have happened because they would have had more tape. A lot of the problem, a lot of the HBCUs have, man, is being recognized. I mean, you don't have the film, you don't have the tape to get seen. You know what? It's the problem I have with the ESPN contract. That's why I think they should move it over to the NFL Network, just like the MAC did. When they started doing that, the MAC got a lot of players drafted in the first and second round because the NFL was actually watching them. But we stuck on ESPN getting these, what do they call them? Just getting seen or participation or whatever. We're not getting any actual film. But she right. It's all about the second contract, man.
Yeah, so that's why I was, I gave my example with Marquise Bell. He went out there, he did what he did in 23. He didn't do too much in 24, but he got to the point where he got him a 3-year guaranteed contract worth over 12 to $15 million, and he got some guaranteed money to come with it. He got a signing bonus. And guess what? What if he go out there, he ball again? You know what I'm saying? What if he go out there and ball again this year and next year? And when that 3rd year comes, guess what? Guess what the organization gonna have to do?
Make a decision.
They're gonna have to make a decision. They're gonna have to say, hey, we gonna give this man maybe a $40 or $50 million contract, or we gonna have to let him go and see who, you know what I'm saying? And whoever gets him, they're gonna get one hell of a player. It's always like that in the NFL. Like like example with James Houston.
Yeah.
Guess what? James Houston, that his rookie year, James Houston with his rookie year was a dog. And he only played 8 games.
Yeah.
Right? He only played 8 games. So what does that do? That translates you, okay, this guy has we got tape on him. But hey, guess what? Guess what? You got if he didn't get injured, guess what would have happened? He would have stayed on the team with Detroit, and basically he would have got a second contract.
Yeah.
Because you know what you have when you got a player like James Houston. You know what you're gonna get with a player like let's go with Carson Vincent from Alabama A&M.
Okay.
He got drafted today in the 5th round by Baltimore. That was his spot. Well, not Baltimore, but his spot was the 5th round. He could have been a little bit higher than that, but remember, you talk about a kid that was almost a project. Talk about a kid pretty much that was, when he came in, he was 6'6". He was still growing into his body. He was 265 pounds, 270, coming in and playing offensive tackle, left tackle to be exact, and he got bigger and he got stronger and he got more agile.
Put in the work.
And he put the work in as the years go by. Oh, there go my man right there.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, man.
Man.
It's been track season, man. I've been real busy, but I just wanted to get in here, man. Wanted to drop some dimes and talk to some folks, man. So what's everything good, man?
Oh, everything's good, man. Everything is real good. Just taking it one day at a time, and man, just working at night, trying to do what I can and stuff like that. Kids, everything, all that stuff like that. But other than that, man, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling blessed.
Yeah, man. I know today, I know that another draft has passed where HBCU representation it wasn't there. I have to say, I did a little show this past Wednesday, and I gave a lot of the different facts and figures about not just HBCUs but just FCS players as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know that a lot of us, we watch these players, we watch these teams, we're big fans, and they're superstars to us.
Mm-hmm.
But superstars to us and superstars to these scouts and also these GMs is a different thing. And the thing that we have now with the draft, the trend has greatly shifted towards Power 4 conference players.
Right.
True.
And it's been doing that for quite some time. And even so much that even like group of 5 teams aren't really getting the shine that they used to get as well. You know what I'm saying? Like Ashton Genty from Boise State being picked number 6 overall by the Raiders. Like that is a rarity now because, he is one of those guys that you just could not miss on because he was that dude. But it's like now when you are an HBCU player,
mm-hmm.
to get drafted, you have to be, a physical specimen. You can't just be a guy who runs a 4.4 or so. You can't be just fast because you got to be able to have something that no one can poke holes in the covering for. And it's just at this point now where, like I knew that Robert McDaniel.
Yeah.
And I'll say Robert McDaniel, and I had him on my show. I talked to him. Great young man, really good safety prospect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I knew even with his talent, I knew that the chances of him being drafted was pretty much slim.
Right.
But that's not saying that he's not gonna get picked up by somebody,
Right.
and he'll get into a camp. And I believe that his talent is good enough to where he can make a roster. I mean,
Yeah.
like you alluded to, there's many guys like your Marquise Bells, the James Houstons, the Jacoby Durant. You know what I'm saying? These dudes who did not get drafted, who still got in there and made an impact, made a roster, and making money. Just because you heard your name called does not guarantee anything outside of the first couple of rounds.
Right.
I mean, if you got your name called today, you still got to go in there. You still got to prove yourself. You still gotta work like a dog to try to beat somebody else out that's either already on the roster or a fellow undrafted guy just like you. Because they bring in a whole gang load of undrafted free agents.
Sure do.
One thing that you got to know right now in this day and age, general managers are on the hot seat more now than they ever have. It doesn't matter if your team just went to the playoffs. It doesn't matter at all. You have one losing season. Guess what? The owner is already looking to say, man, who is the next one?
Yeah.
Because more now than ever, you have to win. Because in cities like a Los Angeles, where
New York.
or New York, you know what I'm saying? These folks got plenty of other things to do than to sit and watch you lose and play football. So you got to be able to understand now where the trends are. The trends are not going towards, it's not an HBCU problem. It's not an FCS problem. It's a commercial problem from Power 4 players.
Right.
They're marketed that way on ESPN. They're marketed that way on Fox. You look at the television contracts. There ain't none of these main contracts that are showing non-power Power 4 teams like that.
Right.
If you notice, Sunbelt, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Mac, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? Mountain West on CBS Sports Network.
On Thursday night, Friday.
On Thursday night or late as hell on a Saturday. Everybody going to bed. Everybody going to bed. You know what I'm saying?
And then with us, our games on ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus, dog. ESPN Plus.
Even some people ain't got ESPN Plus. Some people don't want to pay for ESPN Plus. They boo, yeah. Kadar Hodge from Prairie View, undrafted. You know, it took him some time, but he on his next contract with the Falcons.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Marquise Bell on his next contract with the Cowboys. You're gonna have Isaiah Land. He's up in Indiana, Indianapolis. Guess what? He performed like he did last season. He's gonna be on this next contract. Emmanuel Wilson over at in Green Bay. He had a good year. He do what he do this season. He be on the next contract. He coming in as a running back. But at the same time, you got guys like Joshua Williams, who from Fayetteville State, from D2 Fayetteville State, that he wasn't even pistol heads as a starter. That man was either second or third on the depth chart as a cornerback, and he proved himself and got into that. He got a couple of Super Bowls. But like you say, we got Kobe Durant. Ain't he on his second contract too? He about to
yeah, he's on his second contract.
He's on the second contract. So what Miss Liberty just said is that for a P4 player to peak out, just to peak out, because and in turn, like when I don't know what you say with peak out, like give us a term, like give us the definition which you say like peak out for a P4 player, like they have reached a ceiling right where they at right now.
Johnny Manziel.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a whole lot of guys who were tremendous college football players at the Power 4 level, but the games didn't translate over to the NFL because you can see there's a lot of some of these guys, man. They're system players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tim Tebow, for example, good example, right?
I got one for you. I got one for y'all, man.
What's that?
Texas Tech quarterbacks have known to break every record.
Under Mike Leach. Under Mike Leach.
Yeah.
Only one that did, except for Pat Mahomes. Rest of them.
B.J. Simmons.
B.J.
Simmons.
Kingsbury.
Harrell. Graham Harrell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes.
Yeah, BJ. It was Cliff Kingsbury, then BJ Simmons, then Sonny Cumbie, then Graham Harrell, and then
Baker Mayfield.
And he only played 1 year at Tech before
as a walk-on.
And transferred to Oklahoma as a walk-on again. So what do that tell you? Did Baker Mayfield, did his peak come out in Power 4, or did he get better better and stronger after he left Tech and after he left Oklahoma? I think he got stronger and better when he got to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he got better when he went to Oklahoma, because you look at what Lincoln Riley did. Lincoln Riley developed him. Kyler Murray. Remember, Kyler Murray didn't start at Oklahoma either. He was at Texas A&M.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was another transfer in.
Yeah. And then they
remember A&M had a three-headed monster. They had Kenny Hill.
Yep, Kenny Hill. Yep.
He's in UFL right now. They had that boy Allen. Will Allen, I think.
Yeah, Will Allen.
Yeah, him. And
it was Kenny Hill, Will Allen, Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond.
Kyler Murray. And then you don't hear nothing else from A&M like Texas A&M quarterbacks, because they don't produce.
No.
They don't produce. I think the last QB other than Johnny Manziel that produced at Texas A&M but didn't get the chance to become a quarterback in the NFL was Reggie McNeil.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Well, also Ryan Tannehill. Remember Ryan Tannehill
was a receiver.
He was a receiver, and then he played 1 year as a quarterback, and then got drafted by top 10 pick by Miami.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, systems.
Forgot about Reggie McNeil, man. Forgot about Reggie.
I mean, systems, man. I'll bring up another program. Alabama Crimson Tide. How many of them dudes? How many of them dudes really made it in the NFL? Now McCarron, he bounced around rosters.
Talking about quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks.
Brett McElroy is a saint here in DFW because what he did at South Lake Carroll, but my man is a football analyst now for ESPN.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at Alabama's quarterback history,
they don't
if you take out Jalen Hurts, he named the last quarterback they had that won a playoff game.
Man, you got to go way back to probably. Oh my
84?
gosh, man! Yeah.
Well, no. McCarron won one with Cincy. No, he played in one. He didn't win it, so he played in one.
No, you probably had to go back to Richard Todd, man, when he played with the Jets. Richard Todd.
But yeah, every year they say Alabama quarterbacks are the best in the country. Man, 40 years? People have had kids, and their kids are in college now, and they still ain't won a playoff game. So man, look, I think the best thing we got to do is I'm happy that my man from Alabama A&M got drafted.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you all, Wayne.
We got to get more. We got to get more players, man. So I think we got to find a way to target the kids coming out of high school. But everyone's in that portal right now. So we can't be scared of getting the kids to 3 stars out of high school. You know how many linemen are over there in Alabama right now? Maybe 6'7" kids walking around them high school campuses.
Yeah, I mean, you look at on the FCS side, okay. So Gray Zabel, he got drafted in first round from North Dakota State. Then you had my man from William and Mary, he got drafted. Okay. And then you had Carson Vincent, he got drafted. The thing about offensive line is, I mean, it's such it's a lot of value in the offensive line because you guys know, you watch football just like everybody else. Offensive linemen are hard to develop.
Yeah.
It's not like what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like now you need dudes. You hear this thing now. You hear dudes. He ain't just a tackle. We can also kick him inside and play him at guard.
Yeah.
He also can play center. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they're looking for you. You can see the premium that comes on offensive line. You looked at how Kansas City, the last 2 times they got in the Super Bowl, got totally destroyed.
Oh,
man, why you got to bring that up, man? Come on now.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing where I'm saying, though, with general managers
Ohio State
and all these trends, the way they roll, it's either you get on the right side of the trend or you're on the wrong side of the trend. What's the right side of the trend? If offensive line help is in big demand,
you got to go with the offensive lineman.
Guess what? If you 6'6", 6'4", whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like the brother. Okay, here, good example. Make my point. The brother Will Campbell, who got drafted 4th overall by New England. Remember, everybody said his arms were short, right?
Yep.
They said he was short arms.
Yeah, right here in Monroe.
But you can't deny
that he can play.
Talent that he can play.
Yeah, he has some short arms.
Forget the short arms. We can develop this guy.
Right.
Also, the guy's a dog, man.
Yeah, and he is a dog. But see, what today's offensive line is in demand, right? Next year it could be the other way. Defensive line could be in demand. Right. Another way, we're tired of these one-trick pony edge rushers. You know what I'm saying? We're tired of these one trick. He's a speed rusher only. He's not good with leverage. He's not good with power, not good with his hands.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just the way that things roll. It ebbs and flows. But where it is in retrospect to HBCU football is that. Go ahead.
McCraig signed with Jacksonville. Shiloh signed.
I remember him.
Yep.
Shiloh signed with Tampa Bay.
Yep.
So look, all the undrafted free agents. Tim McCraig could have stayed at Jackson State, being a All-American in the FCS at Jackson State, and in the same breath, he still would not have been drafted, he probably would have been drafted late, because it's in fact, like you said, P4 players are going to peak out because you can get them for the first 3-4 years. You max them out, and guess what? Move on to the next one, because now you're gonna have to you don't have to develop them like that. You probably give them a couple of tricks to the trade. But at the same time, it's like, do they really? Because they're so P4 players basically they ain't worried about that second contract. They trying to get that first contract. And trying to live off the first contract. But like you said, because FCS players get stronger every year, when we go out there and play, we just, we just playing.
Also,
when we go ahead.
Also, I mean to cut you off, man. My bad. With NIL, the P4 get NIL. Not many FCS people get in. Yeah, you may get a little bit, but you don't get the big NIL money of Alabama, of Ohio State. Perfect example, man. UTRGV down here in the Valley. They just started the program this year. They've been selling hot sauce and beer and everything else to get the NIL money up. They had $24 million for NIL budget. They went and got 75 high school kids last year. Red-shirted all of them. Had another class this year. 45 O linemen and D linemen been fighting over there.
Wow.
Look at Twitter right now. Half of them leaving because they couldn't hang with them. So it's more like survival of the fittest. If HBCUs had the same kind of budget, the same kind of thing, Texas has the pancake fund. Every O lineman gets $50,000 a time with UT.
Yep.
What would happen if Alabama A&M or Jackson State had $50,000 per O lineman to sign?
Your O lineman would stay for 4 years and develop and be some dogs, and you won't have to worry about them going into the portal.
Or the NCAA will finally grow a pair and change the rules and come up with some guardrails.
Thank you.
Because the only time this is what happens. The NCAA, I'm gonna get back to the topic here in a second, but the NCAA, NCAA, they only enforce stuff when they lose leverage or when they lose money. When somebody starts going out here, starts making more money or starts getting more of the business shine than they do, that's when you see moves be made. Reason why you see in the Wild Wild West now with transfer portal moving and all this stuff left and right is because they're making money.
That's exactly bottom line.
They're making money.
Yeah.
Money talks.
Yep.
And so from an HBCU view on NIL, the big part of it is, man, it goes back to what I've said many times. We have to start looking at everything as a 1-year proposition.
Right.
It is not the market anymore to be talking about developing a program for years to come. It ain't happening. You're not keeping players. You're not keeping coaches. Because see, here's what happens. You go out here and you win. Eddie George leads them to the playoffs. Gone.
Gone to Bowling Green. Yeah.
Willie Simmons a couple years ago. Winning. Boom. Gone.
Look at us. Look at Jackson State.
Jackson State.
We got a couple of assistant coaches gone.
Gone. That's the thing. You got to look at it as it's a 1-year deal. You get your players. You're looking at having a player 1 year. What can I do to get the best out of my roster for this year only? Because when you get to the next year, it's a whole new roster, whole new staff. You might still have the same head coach, but you'll have different assistants. You'll have different support staff. You'll have different analysts. You got to look at it 1 year at a time, man. And that's where we got to be with HBCUs, because if we look at it as 1 year, right?
Yeah.
You can put all your chips in the middle of the table for 1 year and see the best that you can do. Ride that horse. And the best guys, the best teams, the best programs are the ones that know how to recruit 1 year at a time. That's why I give Jackson State props right now, because they're able to keep the key pieces. If you're going to keep somebody, you got to make a decision on who you're going to invest in. You kept your quarterback. That's hard as hell now to keep a quarterback.
Sure is.
That's the hardest position out of everything to keep is your quarterback. And the silly part is there's only 134 starting positions in FBS. But how many quarterback prospects are out there? You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to keep a quarterback. And so now you got to get to the point where, hey, man, if we can just master this 1 year at a time, 1 year principle, you will be better off than that. We as fans got to get rid of that mentality of what it used to be.
And the best thing about it is, if you're a school that got GMs, you got a GM like with us. Coach O, yes, he's the associate head coach. He's coaches of tight ends. But his main job really is to get that team together in the same eyes that him and TCC. And then if you got somebody like when when Andrew Luck being his GM at Stanford, him going over there and he going in there and he's firing the head football coach.
Right.
That's something.
That guy's being Sacramento State. Yeah, he
right.
terminated. Yeah,
that's something that a AD is supposed to do is to fire. But you got a GM like Andrew Luck who has a lot of position, a lot of power at that school because he's beloved there. To go in and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and give you this pink slip. Just go ahead, go on out the door." I'm gonna need.
That's what Mike Lombardi said. North Carolina. Yeah.
Right.
What do you think they should?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do y'all think that they should have with these new NILs 2-year contracts?
I mean, I think that it needs to be some forms of contracts. And I say that in the sense of, you know how everybody always likes to try to use that argument about, well, you're talking about players leaving, but coaches do it all the time. The difference is coaches have contracts. And with these contracts, there's buyouts. There's certain clauses, fired without cause or fired with cause, all these different things. And I think that if you get to the point where you've got these NIL contracts, I would even just say not even just NIL contracts. I just say contract, period. You need to just get to having contracts with players that are on the rosters, period. And I think that when it comes to having contracts with players, period, when you have players that leave, there are things that need to come into play where you have penalties that certain teams that are taking players on from your roster to theirs, they have to pay a buyout. Like Coach Joseph was totally on to it when he started bringing that up.
Yeah.
Coach Joseph was totally right when he brought that up. It needs to be some buyout clauses because here's the thing, man. Our programs and all the programs in the FCS, man, and Group of Fives, you're developing these players for free. You're investing all these hours in them, all this time in them. And as soon as they get to the peak of their powers, boom, they gone. I remember when I talked to Trey Oliver at the Celebration Bowl on Radio Road the day before the game. He had his best running back, his best player,
He hit the
right? Left. And I asked him, I said, well, was there a way that they could possibly get him back? And he said, well, yeah. He said, we had to pass the offering plate. And he said, he really, really got very candid about it. He said, this kid was a walk-on. He said, we brought him into our program. We developed him for 3 years. And the second he gets good, he's off to Virginia. So I think that in this sense, it needs to be contracts for all players, all players, not just NIL. Forget NIL. It needs to be contracts because this is kind of like where we going now. When you talk about this general manager principle, manager, you oversee the roster. Hey, guess what? You got a salary cap. Hell, we headed there now. Once they finally approve this NCAA settlement, they're going to have structures. So, hey, while we at it, hey, sign a contract. We holding you under a contract under these terms of the deal. And that there are penalties for if you leave early, or there are penalties that another team has to pay to inquire of your services. That's where we've come to.
The reason why I brought that up because what's going on with Arkansas and Nico's brother. I can't pronounce that last name. The kid that left Tennessee.
Yeah,
his brother's leaving Arkansas to go to UCLA with his brother. And Arkansas is suing to get the NIL money back. So,
well, if it's not, but see, the whole thing, it really can't be sued because if it's not written in the contract what they signed, what can you do? You just got for a couple of $1 million. Hey, on to the next one.
Pretty much. And they're throwing this money around, man, like that money growing on trees in the backyard. I mean, these are programs that got all this big disposable income. They got all these big donors. I mean, you mentioned Arkansas, man. I mean, they got that Tyson. Walmart money.
Walmart. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Jerry
saying? So,
Jones.
Jerry Jones, yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
Jerry Jones. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much where I think it needs to get to be, man. It's got to be contracts. It's got to almost be like under the pro principle. I mean, you know, there's got to be like trades. There's got to be compensation. I mean, this is where we are going. I mean, all the ways that the college football, the college model that you knew it, it's over with. And
That's
the
true.
quicker that everybody can begin to absorb that and accept that, the better.
I told my father that today. I told him that same thing, Wayne. I said, that's that what you remember? Even coming through the 60s. I said, that's over with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He said, Troy White said, y'all know the average NIL contract ain't 6 figures. We know that. We do know that.
Yeah.
But at the power levels, you know what I'm saying? You've got guys that are making over a couple $1 million a year, though. You know what I'm saying? And even for those that are looking to make something that's, you know, in the 6-figure range, some people trying to make $90-some thousand. Hey, you look at a person's background, mama struggling, you know what I'm saying? Barely able to afford this, barely able to do, hey, listen, 30, like you said, average NIL contract 35,000. Do you know what 35,000 to do for some folks?
It's a game changer for
It's a
I can
big
use that
game
money right
changer.
now. Yeah.
Remember, school's already paid for. Tuition's paid for and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but yeah, but like I said, man, here with the draft, I want to go back and I want to say this. I know that a lot of folks, they talked about, you know, obviously they talk about Shador Sanders. Obviously, anybody that knows me, you know I'm from Cleveland. You see the banner in the background. I'm a Brown fan, long-suffering Brown fan. Man, loyal to the soil. For real. Loyal to the soil. You know, man,
resilient people. Yeah.
The way this whole draft, man, the way this whole thing has continued to evolve from year to year. You know, a lot of folks, they get their hopes up.
Yeah.
You look at all this stuff that these mock drafts, these people put out here. You look at all these different scouting reports. You look at people who claim to be insiders. Listen, man, it's so many fake insiders out here, man. Don't know a thing. Folks sit up here talk about this guy's a draft prospect. Then you look at the actual real draft boards. Name ain't nowhere on there. I mean, there's a lot of people who get their hopes up year after year, and you expect that, okay, you saw this dude. Now I'll go back to what I said in the beginning, that when I said that certain players are superstars to us.
Right.
Reason why I say that, and I'm going to clarify that comment. A person that's a superstar to you. Now let's just use Irv Mulligan, for example. Okay. I love Irv Mulligan. I think he's a great kid. I enjoy spending time with him. The thing about Irv, though, that you have to really look at, running back has always been a position that's been at premium because it is a disposable asset. Right. Meaning you have a revolving door because the average career of running backs has gotten a lot lower than many of the other positions that are out there. They take the pounding. They take the pounding. They got to have pass protection. I mean, here's the thing. If you don't pass protect as a running back, you're not playing. I don't care if you're drafted. I don't care if you're undrafted. It does not matter. Okay. What they're looking for at running back, they're looking for guys who you got to be able to block, run between the tackles, and also you got to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Okay. The thing about Irv Mulligan is that I said that he had going against him was he had an injury history, and for his position, he is considered to be undersized for what they're looking for in the NFL. Now, there are guys who are his size that have thrived in the NFL. Yeah. But in the terms of a draft pick that you're putting draft capital towards, that was not something that people were going to put draft capital towards. right? So I say again, people who we saw as superstars, meaning that there are favorite guys that help lead us do some big things. Sometimes we can have an inflated view of a guy through our own lenses without actually realizing what the rest of the people who are in the pro ranks, the scouts and all that would see. And to that, I would say you should pay attention to the things that get said year after year because they're very consistent. It doesn't matter every position that's out there. It's the same stuff that gets said year after year. Quarterback can make all the throws.
Yeah.
Great with his decisions. Willing to take a check down. And also they look for he has mobility and able to escape the pocket. It's the same thing that gets said whether you're a lineman, a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, or receiver. It's the same stuff. And for a lot of these players that we have at our levels, we like to throw out that term that, they sleeping on us. Oh, it's racism. It's this and that. No. What it is that our levels of football and the FCS bucket, because I want everybody to look at it as a bucket.
Yep.
It's FCS. All of it. There are 13 conferences. Tell me why. Last year, only 11 out of the 13 conferences got drafted.
Right.
Not just HBCUs now. That is a perception of FCS football. And then you translate that up to the group of 5. Only 19 players from the group of 5 got drafted last year. There are 257 guys that hear their names called. Okay? You have to, people, HBCU fans, need to be able to get out of your feelings, man. And you need to realize that it is not anybody picking on you.
It is the NFL looking for the Power 4 guys. They've already said it. They'd rather go Power 4 before they go FCS. Now, if you go FCS, like if you're Montana State, or North Dakota State, and that's it. We don't care about anybody else in the FCS. Why? Because they have a system where they develop their players. You got Cam Miller was a quarterback for that national championship team. He is not the best thrower. He's average speed when it comes to running. But the thing about him is he does have an arm. He can read checkdowns. He's played in a pro-style offense. When I'm talking about a pro-style offense, I'm talking about old school pro-style offense, like a H-back or a fullback. They're running out of I formation. No teams in the NFL don't run out of I formation unless they are trying to get short yardage. They don't do that no more. Look. When's the last time we seen somebody run out of I formation in the NFL?
Man,
you don't see it no more.
You don't see it anymore.
You don't see it no more.
Those coaches ran their transition from the circle. Many of them.
You used to have teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers run out of I formation. You had when I'm talking about Pittsburgh back in the day, we talking about Jerome Bettis as a 240-some pound running back, and his fullback was Chris Fumatua Mafa'ala, a damn 250-pound fullback that's straight smash mouth football. Then
out of Utah, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was out of Utah. Then let's go to the Dallas Cowboys. You had, for the longest, we had Emmitt Smith. Guess who was right in front of him?
Daryl Johnson, the Moose.
Daryl Johnson, Moose.
Oh man, Daryl Johnson, Syracuse.
Smash mouth. We playing smash mouth football for a minute. Tennessee. Eddie George. And then he had Amar Hall, like Chris Johnson was running out of I formation, had Amar Hall in front of him.
Yeah, Chris
like,
Johnson. Yeah, Tennessee.
Baltimore when it was
Jamal
Lewis, and he ran for
Jamal
2,000 yards.
Yep.
You had Adrian Peterson.
Adrian
He
Peterson.
played in the I formation, but he did most of his damage out. They did most of their damage out of the spread.
Even Barry.
Was
Barry
that
Sanders.
Barry Sanders. Yeah,
Barry
Barry
Sanders.
Sanders
was
had
playing
it
in the
too.
run and shoot offense.
Yeah.
It was a one-back formation. He got help when they got Corey Schlesinger on the team as a fullback.
Yeah, from Nebraska. I remember him.
Like,
but you know what is funny to me, man? You brought up about getting seen and getting the tape on you. You were a Cleveland Browns fan, right?
Yep.
You remember a couple of years ago, they had this kid who lied to get seen, and he got a invite to the practice or the scrimmage, whatever. He was undrafted, played in like a Division IV school or something like that. Was a kick returner. He went to Cleveland, I think, right?
I remember that.
Yeah.
So he had a chance to get to the league. You think it's more important to get on the field in front of a certain team, or more important to get drafted?
I think it's more important to have an opportunity. Let's just say that, because there's only but so many opportunities that are out here to get on the field. You know what I'm saying? I said how many starting quarterback opportunities there are in the FBS.
Right.
And with as few opportunities as there are, you still see guys, despite the fact if you're a backup, if you're the number 2 guy, you're one injury away from becoming the starter.
That's it.
True.
You still see at the end of training camp, or you just saw it last week at the end of spring practice, I'm not going to be the number 1, or I don't have a chance to be number 1, or I don't think like I can be number 1. I'm going to get in the portal. And a lot of these dudes, they get in the portal, ended up getting into the same situation that they just left.
Let's talk about one example. Talk about this yesterday. TJ Finley. Ain't played a lick of a down for Tulane.
Nope.
Decided to jump into the portal. This is your 6th time. He got 2 years left.
Yep.
Blue was
Auburn.
Blue.
So Auburn, Texas State,
LSU.
First. No, it was LSU first.
Yeah.
LSU first.
LSU.
Then Auburn. Then Texas State. Then Tulane. Then Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky. Then Tulane. That's 5 teams. 5 teams in 5 years. Dude.
He made a career right there.
You made a career.
Without an NFL career.
And then I'm looking at his numbers, like you only thrown for 6,000 yards. You had 30 touchdowns, I think like double digits interceptions, but you're only 14-13 as a starter.
Oh man.
Your best bet would have just stayed your ass at Texas State. Developed under
G.J. Kinney.
Yeah.
Because he played quarterback also. And guess what? You might have been maybe a 2.
And guess what? GJ had Cam Ward's last year at Incarnate Word before he transferred. I mean, it is something that you see that's wild, man, with the way this stuff works. And I mean, our players, man, there's some good players out there. There's some really good players out there. But the big thing is, man, is you got to have your opportunity and you got to maximize your opportunity. I mean, we can look all up and down HBCU football. There's guys that can play. But the thing about Power 4, the perception that is out there is that the Power 4, they have better coaching staffs. The Power 4 has better analytics. The Power 4 is better geared towards the pro game. That's what the perception is.
Yeah.
Because you look around these Power 4 rosters on the coaching rosters. You've got guys that coached in the NFL for not just had a cup of coffee. You had dudes that spent years in the NFL.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You look at Coach Tom O'Brien coaching O'Brien coaching
Boston College.
Boston College, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a head coach with Texas, with the Texans. He also was an offensive coordinator with the Patriots when they had Brady. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
My
You
Bill-
got thousands of
It's my
guys.
Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien.
Bill
O'Brien.
O'Brien. Sorry, you had hundreds of coaches that
You
have
got Bill Belichick.
been that are in college,
Belichick.
in college, right? That been on NFL rosters, NFL head coaches, Chip Kelly, right?
Chip Kelly. Oh yeah.
Chip Kelly,
Herm
Coach of
Edwards.
Eagles.
Herm Edwards.
Yeah.
All these guys, man, that have come through. And so you look at the way that they develop these players. You look at the way that they manage rosters. They have an NFL style view to these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not saying that we don't have it. It's just that the perception is that we and FCS teams don't have it. You mentioned, Doc, you mentioned North Dakota State.
Yep.
North Dakota State, definitely the way that they, with all of the different head coaches that they have had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They had kept the same system.
Kept the same system the whole time. I mean, it didn't matter when it was Craig Bowl, when he went to Wyoming. It didn't matter when it was Chris Kleiman, then he went to Kansas State. It didn't matter when it was Matt Ince, when he went to USC to be a defensive defensive coach. Now he's a head coach again.
Yep.
Okay, it does not matter. But where you got to understand for folks out here, man, our folks just got to watch more football.
Yeah.
And they also got to pay attention
business.
to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, listen, we all see it on Facebook. You look at it. I call it Rough in the Swag, Swag Sports Central. You look at this beef. You look at all these different pages, right? People talking trash all day over and over and over. Don't know a damn thing about football. Don't know
when do they go to work?
Right? But yet and still, despite all this stuff that we've been presenting, all these different shows that we have with knowledgeable people, yet and still, we still throwing out the same old tired arguments, same old tired stuff. They sleeping on us, man. They don't want to see us make it. Why won't they want to see us make it? Guess what, man? Here's the thing. GMs and coaches, man, they just looking for dudes that can play. Why? That's job security.
Exactly.
They don't care if you came from freaking Humboldt State. They don't care if you was NAIA.
Hey, maybe cheaper.
Your tail can play and you can help me win. They gonna sign your tail in a hot minute.
Yep.
How long Andrew Berry been in Cleveland?
This is
Andrew Berry, GM.
Yeah, fifth year.
Okay.
All right. Shout out to Kendall Bowler signing a UDFA.
Shout out to Kendall, man.
With the Broncos.
And he's another one of those real good players that I always said. His numbers wasn't that good this past year, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of that was they threw away from him.
Oh yeah.
But Kendall Bowler, look, thing I like about Kendall Bowler, and I said this many times. This guy is not just a corner or safety, because he can play corner and safety. He's not just a defensive back that just back there playing finesse and I'm a cover receiver. This dude will get down in the box and play. And help in run support. That's another thing that I think will help him. And the same thing I said about Robert McDaniel. Robert McDaniel and Kendall Bowler, these two guys are not afraid to get their hands dirty and get in the box and cover. That's why Marquise Bell is doing this thing with the Cowboys. You see, they moved him over to linebacker.
Yep. So shout out to Rob McDaniel, did sign with Commanders. Because guess what? He's going to play with a defensive genius in Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, oh yeah.
Dan Quinn did the same thing. He did the same thing with Marquise Bell.
Same thing with Marquise Bell. The exact same thing that I just said.
They did it in Dallas, yeah.
Put him in the box and use his strengths. That's the exact thing that I'm just talking about. Because I'm telling you, man, Robert McDaniel, he is going to make a roster. There's no doubt about it. I said it Wednesday. He's going to make a roster. Forget the fact that he didn't have his name called. He's in the right place.
If he followed his, if he
beat some of those people that drafted out.
Yeah, if he followed the same if he followed the same pattern that Marquise Bell had done, could become beat everybody out in OTAs and in rookie camp and everywhere, right?
Yep.
What he do? He gets on the 90-man roster, and every week it kept going down. Keep going down. Until he got to that 53-man roster. What happened was when they played the preseason game against the Chargers, he balled out against the Chargers in that game. That gave him the roster spot on the 53-man roster spot. Guess what? He don't have you can say he ain't got to start, but guess what? He playing special teams. If he leaves the team in special teams tackles, guess what that's going to do for you right there? That's going to get you a look at, okay, now we got to get this man in a defensive package.
Yep.
We got to put him down there. Like if we know he can get grimy and dirty in the box, let's put him down there. If we know he can cover, you know what I'm saying? He could cover somebody for 22 yards from the line of scrimmage. Let's see what he could do right there. Marquise Bell did everything that he did in a span of 2 years. Then he gets in, and Dan Quinn makes him a starter. Mike McCarthy makes him a starter. It's Dan Quinn. He doing what he doing. We had depth problems with the linebacker situation. He puts him at the weak side linebacker. He led the team in total tackles.
Yep.
As a 215-pound weak side linebacker.
Yep.
That's supposed to be playing strong and free safety.
Exactly.
Led the team in tackles. He was the best HBCU player not drafted that year, and he earned his money.
Yep.
Guess what? All he got to do now is whatever defense Matt Eberflus call. If you got to go in there and do a package, if you got to be a starter, he gonna ball his tail out. Cause guess what? That third contract is going to guarantee him maybe more than $20-25 million because
exactly.
he plays.
But also, this is the other thing that he's getting. That service time. Because you get that service time, man, and then you get them extra benefits, you get all that good stuff. But the thing I loved about Robert McDaniel, all you got to do is go back and watch that Alabama State game.
Oh,
that was the game. That was the game where you really just look at what he did. Like he had like 14 tackles. He had a sack and a half, and he had an interception.
He took over the game.
He took over the game, man. So that's why I'm just saying, like, man, let's not get hung up on being drafted or not. Because here's the thing, man. If you got that talent, they're going to find you, and they're going to put you on the field. And you're going to have a chance to do what you do. And that's it. And that's just all it is to it, man.
That's the best. Hey, boom. This is the best thing. Get that fifth year.
And you set.
You get that fifth year because you guess what? Your NFL pension's going to kick in. You're going to get every benefit that you think about that's going to kick in. Here's the thing, though. You don't want to, as a rookie, it doesn't matter if you're undrafted or if you drafted. Don't try to help out everybody. Help out the people that have done for you. That means your mama and your daddy or your mom or your granny, whoever helped you out. That's who you help out.
That's right.
Everybody else, you better learn how to say no, hell no, fuck no. No, period. You better learn how to say no needs to be in your vocabulary. Because if not, guess what? They're gonna make another damn 30 for 30 called Broke Part 2.
That's
your
it.
ass gonna be on.
Oh man, I watched that one. Watch those guys like Andre Rison and all of them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, broke. Yeah.
But stop investing in car washes and shit. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Car washes. Oh man.
car washes at restaurant. Now I don't get, restaurants is cool, but at the same time, you don't know what your gain and loss is gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
And I work at a
With that.
restaurant. You're right, man.
But stop trying to invest in car washes and shit. Invest in a stock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Invest in something other than that bull. Like I just hear it. Invest in a startup. You know what I'm saying? Like something. Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason why he got that contract. It was 3 years for $15 million. That's the reason why the contract, because he's supposed to be a 4th round pick. But guess what?
Yep.
He get another. If he ball for those 3 years, they gonna pick up that. Jerry is. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know I talk shit about Jerry all the time. Jerry Jones. I've been telling
not a
him
fan of him.
they
I
need
like
to go
Cowboys.
dig his
I'm not a
mama
fan of
up
him.
and tell her put that black dress on, because we're going to Highland Park to lay some damn flowers at his door. Jerry is very loyal to his players. I'm gonna be honest with you. Jerry Jones is loyal to his players. You go out there, you do what you got to do. He is loyal to his players. Yeah, I've been trying to bury Jerry Jones every show.
Yeah,
know that, Troy.
Blue just talked about Aaron Smith. Yeah, dude from South Carolina State. Just signed with the Eagles. Yeah,
Aaron
I like
Smith,
that too. Aaron Smith, another dude, man. He another dude. He got a high ceiling, man. Got a high ceiling. He got a high ceiling. He getting going to the right team, man. The right setup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man. You just look at what the Eagles did, man. Zach Bond. Zach Bond, right? 1 year deal, and was really a special teams guy with the Saints, right? Comes in and now he's got a 3-year, $51 million contract and a Super Bowl. Hey, it's what it is, man. That's what I said, man. These guys, our guys, man, they're gonna get the opportunities. And when you get the opportunity, man, you step right up in there and you make it happen, man. Play with your hair on fire. You ain't got nothing to lose. Cause listen, people already didn't think that you had much anyway to begin with. You know what I'm saying? You ain't a household name and all. You ain't come from a household program. Listen, man, you come in there and you play. It's a lot of these dudes out here, man.
Yeah.
Undrafted rookie free agent. He was an undrafted free agent. You hear that said all the time. Undrafted free agent. You know, man, you know how many of these dudes, man, get drafted in the first round
and don't do anything.
Gone after the first contract. Look, didn't get the fifth year. The 5th year option wasn't picked up.
Ryan Lee, Jamarcus Russell.
Yep.
Who else can we say? Sam Bradford.
Man, you can name them all, man. You can name all these dudes, man. Dudes that was supposed to change the world.
Heisman Trophy, man.
Dudes that was supposed to change the world, right? So, he said, official FCS undrafted. Yeah, he said, have you ever heard of an undrafted free agent bust? Nope. You have not. You have not.
That was some walls. Nias Williams.
A lot of dudes that were not drafted came out here and made a big career. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even like Brock Purdy, last pick of the draft.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that, man. It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I will say.
Yeah, I know it's glamorous. I know it seems glamorous to see your guy have his name called. I know it seems glamorous to have those graphics that says that he was drafted in the 6th round, pick number 220, whatever.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter is, man, we just need to just support the guys that we have and support the programs and the causes that we have and master and understand that this is a 1 year at a time principle.
Yeah.
North Carolina A&T offensive lineman Jason Ivey got picked up by the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Undrafted free agent.
Okay. Up there your way, Wayne. Yeah.
Shoot, Mason Miller from North Dakota State. That's Cam Miller's brother.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman picked up by Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, let's see, Howard running back, Howard DB Robert Jones got a mini camp invite to the Chiefs and the Vikings. You guys, Joaquin Davis from Central, mini camp invite from the Broncos. Quantez Manfield from Central, Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, defensive lineman. Yeah.
Seven McGee from Albany, who was at Jackson State, got a mini camp invite from the Atlanta Falcons. You know, like, and they still, and guess what? They still coming out. So, so basically, what we saw with Carson Vincent getting drafted, even though he ain't there, he's not there no more. Connell Maynard did his job, got that boy drafted.
It's facts. It's facts. He pounded the table for him at Swag Media Day last year. He said it.
Got him drafted.
He said
TC Taylor is, even though he did not get drafted, but TC Taylor can sit back and say, hey, one of my guys is on an NFL team, and that's Robert McDaniel. And guess what? We still got more to look for right now.
Yeah, they gonna come flying off, man. Before the end of the night, you're gonna see all of it. But the thing, man, about the mini camp invite, you know, some people say, well, you know, it's just mini camp. Listen, man, look, you got a call from a team, man. There's thousands of football players out here whose phone will never ring. Never ring, man. So you got to appreciate all of it. And I know that all the folks that's on here watching, these are the people, most of us on here, these are the folks that are very knowledgeable. You know, we don't have to break it down to all y'all. Y'all really get it. But it's for the rest of the folks out there that like to push these false narratives and these fake narratives, man. It's just it's tireless. It's tiresome, man. And it's at the point now where there's enough data, there's enough information that's out here for folks to now be able to speak a different language.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know to some folks that all they follow, all they care about is HBCU football. And that, you know, and that's commendable. But also I gotta say too, man, there's a great big world out there.
Yeah, I watch it all.
And when there's a great big world out there, it helps you to see the way business is being run. And I'll say this as well. Something that cannot be understated. I know a lot of folks have problems with the guaranteed payment games. Okay. They say, why are we putting our guys out there? You're getting beat up and all this kind of stuff. Listen, man, players are having the opportunity to get some tape against bigger competition.
Yep.
Guys are getting a chance coming up there to play against teams in environments where they would have never otherwise been seen.
Right.
Grambling is getting ready to go play up here Columbus. At Ohio State. Okay?
Yeah, up your way.
Forget the fact that they're gonna get beat by a lot of points. It doesn't matter. Somebody that's got some talent on Grambling's roster
is gonna
show out.
Has a chance to get seen, man.
Play against Jeremiah Smith, a cornerback playing against Jeremiah Smith. Yeah, that's a great opportunity.
You have a chance to get seen, brother.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, man, it is bigger than just getting paid, man. It is giving young men opportunities to thrive in environments that they would have never otherwise played in. There's plenty of guys that wanted to be recruited, that wanted to be accepted to be playing at these places. But guess what? They get to live a dream and tell their family, hey, man, I got to play in Ohio Stadium. I got to play at Auburn. I got to play here. I got to play there. But you get to put some tape against players. That's invaluable, man.
Yeah.
That's invaluable. Because here's what happens. They go up there, somebody shows out.
Yep.
Now, guess what? you're on the radar.
Yep.
Now they're watching you play against Pine Bluff. They're watching to see what you do. Maybe you get on the Senior Bowl watch list, the Shrine Bowl watch list.
Yep.
All these different things, man. It's a big formula out here. But while everybody out here just talking about, I only care about our HBCU games.
I hear that so much, man. That's closed-minded, man.
You got to be able to wake up
You
and
gotta
smell
wake-
the aroma.
Yeah.
You got to look at all these other teams. That's why I said I look at North Dakota State. I look at South Dakota
Oh,
State.
me too.
I
I
look
step and
at
watch some of these
Montana
schools.
State.
Yeah.
I see what Sacramento State is doing. I like.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I went. After I took brought my talents from Jackson State, I went over there to Stephen F. Austin. I see what
I went to
Stephen F. Austin
McNeese.
does. SWAC,
I saw it in
Southland
the
Conference type dude. I seen
Yeah.
what Stephen F. Austin, McNeese, Sam Houston before they went up
Sam
to
Houston.
FBS.
I remember when Texas State when they were Southwest Texas in that conference during that time.
When Texas State, we used to play Texas State.
They were Southwest Texas during that time. Claude Mathis was
Kick the
playing.
crap out of us, go to San Marcos, kick the shit out of us, and go back to San Marcos and enjoy their time. Now they FBS. We play Incarnate Word. Like we you know what I'm saying? Like we play those teams, Nickel State. Like
Northwestern State.
Northwestern State. We play those teams right there. I've seen dudes get drafted from those places right there.
And I'll even add this too, man. And I preface this by saying I love the Celebration Bowl. But guess what? You notice the FCS playoffs, man. These dudes are on TV. These dudes are on TV.
Yeah.
Tennessee State, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were on TV playing against Montana.
Yeah, I watched that game.
Okay. All these
even though they got ran up and down the field.
Yep.
Out there in the cold, but
out there in the cold. And then guess what?
Missoula.
Tennessee State went to Montana and was up there in the cold and had a chance to win a playoff game against Montana.
Sure did.
But it fell apart in the last couple of, the last 6-7 minutes of the game.
But it's an opportunity. It's another opportunity to get on these radars.
Yeah.
You got to understand, man, it's business. It's
What's
marketing.
that kick return's name in Montana?
Junior Bergen.
Yeah, Junior Bergen.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
But that's what it's all about in this day and age, man. It's about getting opportunities. And opportunities come in many shapes and forms. But a lot of things that we try to discount, man, because you want to try to keep it within the culture. That ain't it, man. Like I said, it's a great big world out here. And there's ways that the game is being played. Mm-hmm. It's being played at levels that folks haven't seen before. Moves are being made with rosters that folks have never seen. Coaching is not the same as it was because you got a lot of guys now that just don't even want to be in college, that don't want to be head coaches no more. You got guys they don't want to manage transfer portal. They don't want to manage NIL. They don't want to manage that stuff. You got guys that say, listen, instead of being a head coach, man, I just go be an assistant.
Yep.
Because I just want to coach ball. I don't want to deal with the office structure. I don't want to deal with the day-to-days. So there's a lot of trends out here that folks need to get their eyes open and start seeing. Because when you get your eyes open and you start seeing, that's when you learn these things. And guess what? It's a copycat society.
Yep. I was looking at it. Man, look, I watch I watch HBCU football. I watch all 4 conferences, the independents.
I watch
all of it. Yeah, but I also watch my SEC. I also, because I'm a Tennessee fan. I also watch the Big 12 because I live here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I watch everything because what I tell people, I even told Josh, look, I watch football. I'm a football fan.
Yeah, I had to tell him that too, man.
I've grown up in a household where we all watch football. If it
Yeah, I
ain't,
just love sports.
Cowboys,
Sure with
we
it.
watching the Cowboys. It don't matter. In my family, we watch the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? But when it
Yeah.
comes to college, we watch everything. When it comes
Yeah.
to high school, we gonna end up talking. We talk about our high schools and stuff like that. We talk about here in Dallas. We talk about our Duncanvilles. We talk about the DeSotos. We talk about the South Lake Carrolls, the Allens, and stuff like that. You see,
Same here in
like,
Louisiana. Yeah.
yeah,
Do the same thing.
if you see how those programs, even my alma mater, Cedar Hill, you see how those programs are being ran. Those programs are being ran like it's a college.
That's right.
Allen. Yeah.
That's right. The trends are out there,
Oh yeah.
and it's showing
They look
you
like
that
colleges.
you have to adjust, man. You have to adjust. And until we do that, man, you'll still hear the same stuff that people say year after year after year. Because I was waiting. I was waiting. I said, let's see what they say today about some folks not getting drafted. Now, Carson Vincent getting his name called, that softened the blow for a lot of folks. A lot of
Right.
folks said, well, at least we got one.
Yeah,
But I'm telling you,
I
man,
had a feeling he was gonna get drafted.
I'm telling you, man, this is going to be something that's going to be like this for a little while. And you just got to embrace it, man.
Right.
But our guys, they're getting opportunities, just not in the way that you preferred them.
Right.
They're getting the opportunities. So, man, I just wanted to just get on here, man, and talk. And,
man, appreciate you though, man.
I'm
We got
enjoying
to
you,
do it
Wayne.
again.
Yeah, add some value with y'all, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, love all this stuff, man. So,
oh man, I love it myself.
We got to get back together and do some more talking about football since we got.
Oh, you know it, man. Hey, the next season, the Sunday recap is coming for me. So me and you, we gonna do it. We gonna do it, but we gonna do it. We gonna do it during the right after Swag Media Day is over with. We gonna have to get a show together and talk about these rosters and really talk about some predictions but some real predictions. Ain't just throwing no stuff out there. I seen my boy Lionel. I love my boy Lionel now.
He chose violence.
When I'm like Lionel now, come on now, bruh. It's a little too early for all that, bruh.
Monroe, Louisiana homeboy. Leave him alone.
A little too early for that, man.
I love Lionel. I love him, his father. Yeah, he's from right here in Monroe.
Yeah, we I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna be down there at Swag Media Day though, and when we get down there, July 16. When we get down there, man, we gonna chop it up, man. And like I said, we gonna chop it up.
That'll be the next thing. That's what I'm working on. Swag Media Day. Get down to Birmingham. On the thing right now, I'm just working on is just been establishing and getting my lady down here. She'll be here next week. She moving from Arkansas, so that's great. You know what I'm saying? She'll be in the chat. Hashtag go Grambling because she's a
Grambling. You told me she's a Grambling night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember her putting that in there. Yeah, I'm right here 30 miles. Yeah, that's 33 miles west of me.
So I know y'all going to Vegas, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know about Vegas.
Yeah, I said I'm going to Vegas. See, there you go.
Yep. That's what I said. I know both of y'all gonna head to Vegas though. Y'all gonna go on over there.
I'll probably watch
October
that one.
25th. October 25th, man. Mary Smith Ellison, Robert McDaniel, he didn't get drafted, but he did get picked up as an undrafted free agent by the Washington Commanders in a good spot.
Okay.
Good spot. But yeah, man, good to kick it with y'all. Shout out to everybody
man, I
on
enjoyed
this show.
You, man.
And we'll talk soon there, Doc, man. And,
all right, Wayne.
All right, I'm gonna see you. You got my old number, so I got to see my new number, man. So I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Yeah, text to me, man. Or you can text to. Or you got my number still though, right?
I think I do.
Yeah, just text it to me.
Okay, I got you.
All right, y'all.
All right, Wayne. Take care, man.
All right, Chuck. See you, man.
All right, you take care. Be safe.
All right,
I enjoyed this conversation.
We about to end this thing tonight. I think we have got some good things. I'm tired. I'm
I'm
hungry.
gonna get on off of here, man. You all take care and have a nice night. And I enjoyed this conversation. Wayne gave out a lot of information there. I love
Oh
his
yeah.
open mindedness.
Oh yeah. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming on, man.
All right, always glad to do that. After doing housework and watching the draft, I said I had to come on here. Just it's just therapeutic to talk to someone.
Oh yeah.
I'm off the
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. You have a good one.
All right. You all take care.
But man, we had a good show tonight. Good show tonight. I done got look, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on. I done got fussed at. I got fussed at by Destiny. She texted me. She's like, "Hey, you fall asleep on the stream. This was early this morning. You fall asleep on the stream. You fall asleep on the stream. Go go to sleep. Go take you a nap. Go do this. Go do that." I'm telling y'all, I'm fighting over here. Even though I'm looking down at my phone just trying to figure out who's getting drafted with the draft tracker and stuff like that. I'm closing my I'm closing my eyes. Yeah. I'm yeah. I was sleeping. I'm sleepy. I'm asleep. Okay. I done got 5 hours. I done got a good 5 hour nap. Yeah, I'm waiting on for Herb to see where Herb mother gonna go. They still, they're gonna negotiate. But she fussing at me. She texting me, go to sleep. If I show you these 10 minutes, go to sleep. I can see. She gonna tell you, I can see you on the Summer Jam screen because she watch her stuff on a projector. She telling me, go to sleep. No, boy, go to sleep. Go to sleep. You need to go to sleep. I was like, I'm not sleepy. I'm not sleepy. I told her I'm not sleepy. I was like, I'm not sleepy. Still go to sleep. In the stream. And she had said it in the most respectful, disrespectful way. In the stream now. Man, I would want to go to see Kendrick and SZA, but I ain't got Kendrick and SZA money like that, Miss Mary. Why you couldn't tell me this earlier in the week instead of just now? I'm just saying. She just telling me it's so funny. I get on the couch, no fan on, no air conditioner on. Uh, uh, I get on the couch, I'm gonna put my pillows up. I'm knocked out, y'all. I'm knocked out. I am knocked out. And then when I woke up, she called me, trying to make sure that I had enough sleep. I'm like, man, you worse than my mama. But I love you. But I love you. You worse than my mama. But I love you. Oh my goodness. But hey, man, it was good to have Wild Wayne on here tonight. Good to have Coach Simmons and also Chuck. You're making me blush. You're making me blush. So oh shit. Don't As I said, don't get her started. Don't get her started talking about seeing Chris Brown. Don't get her started talking about seeing Chris Brown. She will leave me and the kids go see Chris Brown. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And what you meant, dude? Where you been? Where you been at? You done missed the whole show. Oh, and if you like the show, if you like what we did with this show tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you join the membership. Also, make sure you hit the donation button with the PayPal, the Cash App, and the Zelle. And also, if you want to, you can hit that super chat. My lady is a member, new member, and she hit that super chat today. You did a battle of the band. I want to see the video. Okay, I'm gonna go over the list. So give me a minute. I haven't seen Earth Sign yet, but let's go from right here. All right. So I got this from Blue. Shout out to Blue. Gave me the undrafted rookies tracker for FCS. For HBCUs, FAMU defensive back Kendall Bowler got signed a undrafted free agent deal with the Broncos. Jackson State's DB Robin McDaniel signed his UDFA contract with the Washington Commanders. North Carolina A&T offensive lineman Jason Ivey signed his UDFA contract with the Browns. Joaquin Davis, also from North Carolina Central, wide receiver, signed his UDFA contract with the Broncos. Former North Carolina Central player, but he went over to South Carolina. Torricelli Simpkins is signing a UDFA deal with the New Orleans Saints. South Carolina State linebacker Aaron Bug Smith is signing a free agent contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is pretty much it. Other than, that is pretty much it. And then mini camp invites. Howard defensive back Robert Jones has a camp invite for the Chiefs and the Vikings. It was a camp invite for Joaquin Davis, but I think they signed him for the Broncos. Central defensive lineman Quantez Mansfield has a camp invite for the Vikings. And of course, I said Seven McGee, former Jackson State receiver, current player at UAlbany, has a camp invite for the Atlanta Falcons. And let's just realize this: the day still it's not over with yet. So we still got players that's still talking to their representatives. We still got players that's negotiating with certain teams now. So let's go ahead and you had a former HBCU player in Ja'Cory Croskett Merritt. Ja'Cory Merritt formerly played at Alabama State for getting drafted by the Washington Commanders. I did see him at the Shrine Bowl, and he did do a good job at the Shrine Bowl. He played a couple of years with Bama State, played at New Mexico's University of New Mexico, had over 1,000 yards for the season against New Mexico, transferred over to Arizona. Then they deemed him, he only played one game, they deemed him ineligible for the season. That's the reason why you see he went late. I would say still congratulations to Shador for getting drafted to the Cleveland Browns. I feel like he could have got drafted a little bit higher, but go out there and show them that you can actually play this game and you don't need your dad to do anything else for you. Cam Craig, former Jackson State Tiger, and Shiloh Sanders, former Jackson State Tiger, signing UDFA free agent deals with Jacksonville and Tampa Bay, respectively. So Silman Craig is going to Jackson, is signing with Jacksonville, and Shiloh, our favorite Tiger, is signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I love what I see. Carson Vincent, again, shout out to that young man right there. We can say this, that Maynard did his job, got his guy who stuck with Maynard for all the whole time he was at Alabama A&M, drafted to get picked up by Alabama A&M, stayed there the whole time, did not flinch, did not even thought about moving or transferring anywhere. Got drafted in the 5th round by the Baltimore Ravens. That is a good pick for them. They're going to get a good player. A good player. The only thing we're waiting on now, we're waiting on for Herb Mulligan to get picked up. But I can say this, though. Even though it didn't go the way that he wanted to go, Prime did get his boys either drafted or picked up by teams. He got Travis drafted. From there, he had James Houston drafted. Yeah. So he's done. He did his job. Just now, it's time for you to focus on Colorado and getting that team better. Your sons are about to. If you told them what the deal is, your son is about to. They're about to be. They are grown men, and it's time for them to live their lives for themselves now. Not for you, but for themselves. It's crazy. Kyron Lacey's funeral was earlier today. Pallbearers for him were Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, who's that? BTJ and Garrett Nussmeyer. Man, that young man should have been here. And yeah. Fly high, bro. Fly high, man. Fly high. God got you. But yeah. Mm-mm. But yeah. Oh yeah. So if y'all still on here, all people in my group, hey, we about to have a good old conversation. Let's have a good old conversation tonight. Former Tigers, current Tigers, man. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Current Tigers, don't fret, don't fret about it. Guess what? Just go out there and ball. And it just even if you don't get your name called, if you get that undrafted free agent calling, man, it's good. It is a good thing, bro. It is a good thing. But other than that, man, y'all, I love everybody for joining in tonight. Shout out to my man Wild Wayne Cartwright. Make sure y'all check out From the Hill podcast, covering all of Alabama A&M sports and everything that goes on with the school over there. Check out his other show, The Ride with Wild Wayne. We're gonna be doing some things over here, so we're gonna do a collaboration. Of course, shout out to my man Coach Simmons. Make sure y'all check out Coach Simmons' Road Show. What he does with his content is remarkable. And also for Chuck, man, for Chuck coming in to conversate. We talk about football, just talk about different things. I appreciate y'all for coming on here tonight. Yeah, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all hit up the donation button because hey, we got bills to pay over here at HBC Overdrive. Just let y'all know. You can pay the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. You can also hit the super chats, everything. Earl Mulligan will be a nice pickup for the Bears. He'll be a nice pickup for the Cowboys. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But we're going to get up out of here. I don't know if I'm going to go on live tomorrow because tomorrow I will be going to work tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be going for 8 days on, and then I will have my 6 days off, and then I'm more likely to be on my regular schedule program. Back on my schedule program, 4 days on, 3 days off. But other than that, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Love on your loved ones. To all the young men out there that got drafted, let the word no be in your repertoire. Let the word no be in your repertoire. It needs to be in your vocabulary. It needs to be up there in your vocabulary. Let the word no be in your vocabulary. Because if it ain't in your vocabulary, if it ain't gonna be in your vocabulary and you try to help out everybody, guess what? You gonna be talking about this.
It's Friday and I'm broke. 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 My check don't come till next week. My check better not be short. My check don't come.
You gonna be talking about it's Friday and your ass is broke. and people ask you, and if you keep doing it, if you keep trying to help everybody out, guess what?
He got his ass cooked. He got cooked.
That's what's gonna happen to you. And then you're gonna sound just like this.
I think it's some bullshit calls.
You're gonna sound like this. And then once it's gonna be over there, you're gonna have everybody gonna have you.
Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up.
So you're gonna have to be selfish enough and say this to everybody that come over there trying to leech off of y'all on y'all NFL money, and you're gonna have to say this to these folks.
Fuck them people. Fuck them people.
You're gonna be at the asshole, or your ass gonna be doing this.
No. What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
And last but not least, don't be trying to get your girlfriend or whoever it is no money and stuff like that. If you ain't got no money yet, you ain't signed that contract. Don't be doing this, because guess what? You're gonna have to say this to those leeches.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
You're gonna have to be like that with your money. You're gonna have to be like that with your money. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to be like that with your money. So do the right thing. Put no in your repertoire. Put no in your vocabulary. It will help you out. It will make you feel so stress-free. It will let you know who the real from the fake is. But as always, man, like again, I said, be blessed, stay safe, hug your loved ones, love on your loved ones, get that mental health checkup. It works. Crash out on your kids if they need to be crashed out. It helps. And last but not least, guess what? Be easy, baby. We out this thing.